Hey guys, hope you are all having a fantastic day. Today we are going to talk about a special stock that most people don't have on their radar that is likely to be one of the biggest winners in chip technology in the coming years. Founded in 1984, this company has become the largest supplier for the semiconductor industry and the sole supplier in the world of extreme ultraviolet lithography photolithography machines. The company we are talking about is called ASML Holding, but is simply called ASML in normal lingo, and it's what I will be referring to throughout this analysis. The following information is the result of research compiled over the past week. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like the content and drop a comment below. Make sure to join our growing Discord, which will be linked in the pinned comment below. We have tons of content there ranging from day trading signals to long-term investment analysis. With that said, let's talk about one of the strongest and yet most unrecognized companies in the world. ASML Holding is a Dutch corporation that manufactures lithography systems critical to the production of microchips. All the major chipmakers use their technology, and that is no hyperbole. Every electronic device that you might use, whether it's a PC, laptop, tablet, smartphone, and many others, would not exist without ASML. To understand what ASML is, first we must understand what semiconductor lithography is. Semiconductor lithography, also referred to as photolithography, is a pivotal manufacturing technique essential for crafting integrated circuits. It involves the intricate transfer of complex circuit designs onto a silicon substrate, commonly known as a wafer. This process is at the core of modern microelectronics fabrication. Simply put, creating an integrated circuits involves a blend of physical and chemical procedures enacted on a semiconductor substrate, often silicon. These procedures are typically categorized into film deposition, patterning, and semiconductor doping. During film deposition, layers of both conductive materials like polysilicon, aluminum, and newer additions like copper, as well as insulating materials such as various types of silicon dioxide and silicon nitride, are applied onto the substrate. These layers serve to interconnect and isolate the transistors and other components within the circuit. Patterning is the stage where precise patterns are etched onto these layers to delineate the circuitry. This is where lithography plays a pivotal role. Through lithography, intricate three-dimensional images are constructed on the substrate, which are then transferred onto the previously deposited layers. Semiconductor doping involves the strategic introduction of impurities into specific regions of the silicon wafer to modify its conductivity. This enables controlled electrical flow within the circuit. By iterating through these processes and creating models of various components, millions of transistors can be fabricated and interconnected to form the intricate circuitry of modern microelectronic devices. In essence, lithography, or photolithography, lies at the heart of these procedures, facilitating the creation of intricate circuit patterns on the substrate, thus enabling the fabrication of advanced integrated circuits. Now, it's vital to understand the symbiotic relationship between Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, otherwise known as TSM, and ASML, because they both play a crucial role in the semiconductor industry. ASML is a Dutch company that specializes in manufacturing photolithography equipment used in the semiconductor fabrication process. Their machines are essential for printing intricate patterns onto silicon wafers. TSM, on the other hand, is a Taiwanese semiconductor foundry, one of the largest and most advanced in the world. TSM doesn't design its own chips but rather manufactures chips designed by other companies, such as Apple, Nvidia, and Qualcomm. The relationship between ASML and TSM is one of collaboration and dependency. Let me explain what I mean by this in 3 points. The first point is the dependency on technology. TSM relies on ASML's advanced lithography machines to manufacture chips with smaller and more complex features. ASML's technology pushes the boundaries of what's possible in semiconductor manufacturing, allowing TSM to stay competitive by offering cutting-edge fabrication capabilities. The second point is its strategic partnership. TSM is a major customer of ASML, often investing in the development of new lithography technologies. TSM's investment in ASML's research and development ensures that it has access to the latest advancements in lithography technology, giving it a competitive edge in the market. And lastly, the third point is its economic interdependence. The success of ASML and TSM is intertwined. ASML's sales of lithography equipment are boosted by TSM's demand for advanced manufacturing capabilities. Similarly, TSM's ability to offer state-of-the-art semiconductor manufacturing services is greatly enhanced by ASML's cutting-edge lithography machines. As you can see, there is a mutual dependency between both companies that forces them into collaborating, which is what fuels the success and bright future potential in the semiconductor industry as a whole. Now that we have a clear understanding of what ASML is and what their product and services are, let's talk about why they are set up to be the biggest winner in the AI arms race. The saying, "sell shovels in a gold rush," refers to a business strategy where rather than directly participating in a potentially risky venture, one provides essential tools or services to those who are. It originates from the California gold rush of the mid-19th century, during which thousands of people rushed to California in search of gold. Many prospectors were hoping to strike it rich by finding gold, but only a few were successful. If you want a modern-day example of what this looks like, look no further than ASML. It has unparalleled technological advantage in today's market because its cutting-edge photolithography machines are so intricately designed that even entire nations like China struggle to replicate the technology. These machines are instrumental in creating single-nanometer chips, representing some of the most advanced technology available today. The price tag for ASML's photolithography machines typically runs into hundreds of millions of dollars per unit, with its latest high-NA lithography machine fetching up to a staggering $380 million. You see, the manufacturing process for these machines is extraordinarily complex, with each unit comprising hundreds of thousands of distinct components, many of which are technological marvels in their own right. The sheer level of complexity and technological sophistication involved in producing these machines has enabled ASML to establish a substantial lead over its competitors over time. Currently, there are no competitors willing to venture into this arena, further solidifying ASML's dominance as the company continues to push the boundaries with even more advanced machines. Given ASML's near monopoly on advanced lithography machines, the company stands in a uniquely advantageous position to capitalize on the burgeoning AI boom. While a few other companies manufacture lithography machines, such as Canon and Nikon, their focus lies on less advanced and older DUV lithography technologies. As the demand for smaller nanometer chips driven by AI continues to surge, only ASML's cutting-edge machines can effectively meet such requirements. Consequently, the company faces minimal concerns regarding competitors encroaching on its margins or siphoning off demand. ASML also possesses unparalleled resources for research and development, further bolstering its lead in the industry. Although the semiconductor manufacturing sector boasts formidable technological entry barriers, exemplified by TSM's dominance, significant competition is emerging. This emergence is partly attributed to the AI boom and governmental support for domestic semiconductor companies. For instance, the United States is actively aiding its semiconductor firms through initiatives like the CHIPS Act, aiming to reduce reliance on foreign entities for critical semiconductor technologies. Given the increasingly pivotal role of semiconductor technologies across various industries, particularly in national defense, it's natural for nations to nurture their semiconductor industries. This competition is poised to bolster demand for ASML's most advanced machines, as semiconductor companies find it impractical to compete meaningfully without access to such cutting-edge technology. The AI arms race among tech giants is fueling a surge in demand for powerful chips. OpenAI, backed by Microsoft, is aggressively investing in AI projects, prompting rivals like Google to allocate significant resources to developing comparable systems. Google's advanced Gemini AI, a response to OpenAI's ChatGPT, is now empowering Android phones like the Samsung Galaxy and Pixel with potent AI capabilities. Apple and Amazon are also stepping up their AI efforts to maintain competitiveness. Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg is also positioning the company as a leader in AI, with plans for a massive AI infrastructure and the development of its own generative AI, Llama. OpenAI's ChatGPT sparked a wave of AI investment among tech giants, with projections suggesting massive spending on AI training and inference in the coming years. ASML remains the sole supplier of the machines needed to manufacture chips used for training large language models. While TSM and even Nvidia have competitors, ASML has none because of their advanced technology. It is impossible to even reverse engineer its machines because of the vast complexity and technical knowledge needed, which further solidifies its dominant position in the market. This gives them a fundamental edge that nobody else has in their industry. The competitive advantage that sets ASML apart and makes it so hard for others to catch up lies in the science and methodology by which EUV light is generated. EUV lithography is a marvel of its own. The crux of the issue with this technology lies in the impossibility of generating EUV light from neutral atoms. Instead, it requires the creation of a singly or doubly ionized plasma, inherently hindered by low density due to the repulsion of positive charges. Compounding this challenge is the inherent absorption of the light by the gain medium, limiting the efficacy of simply enlarging the tool. Consequently, the utilization of tiny, metal droplets vaporized into a plasma on site becomes imperative. Constructing such a system proves exceptionally difficult, demanding meticulous preparation of droplets to maximize practical plasma densities. Additionally, complex steering and beamforming optics are essential in lithography systems, further diminishing power output. The resulting low power exacerbates shot noise, while specific EUV noise sources require addressing. Furthermore, the development of materials efficiently converting EUV light into silicon patterns presents another formidable hurdle, considerably more proprietary than the machine itself. This technology is so advanced that it has put ASML in the center map for the conflicts between the West and China. According to a recent Bloomberg article, the United States government is tightening up restrictions on exports to curb China's ability to develop and produce advanced semiconductors. The article explains that the Biden administration's latest push is aimed at plugging holes in export controls it's levied over the past 2 years and restraining China's progress in developing domestic chip capabilities, said the People, who asked not to be identified discussing private deliberations. For example, the U.S. is urging the Netherlands to stop ASML Holdings from servicing and repairing sensitive chip-making equipment that Chinese clients purchased before limits on sales of those devices were put into place this year, said the People. The U.S. also wants Japanese companies to limit exports to China of specialized chemicals critical for chipmaking, including photoresist, they said. This has brought up many people to assess that ASML might have some risk because of a potential block on their growth capacity given China's substantial demands for their products and services. This threat also has other implications. You see, the exclusion of China from the global chip supply chain is prompting the country to invest in its own lithography technology. Despite sanctions, China has demonstrated rapid progress, successfully developing 7-nanometer chips. Should China succeed in manufacturing lithography machines approaching ASML's quality, it would pose a substantial threat to ASML as they could begin to lose a lot of their near monopoly in the products they make and sell. Fortunately, replicating such technology is exceedingly difficult, a challenge exacerbated by the continual advancement of photolithography's limits. Experts claim that China, at best, would be 10 years away from catching up to where ASML is today. ASML is headquartered in Veldhoven, Netherlands. The company has performed incredibly well over the past couple of years, and demand is only increasing. In fact, demand for ASML products has grown so steeply that the company has been looking to expand. However, this has brought a lot of contentions with the Dutch government and both the taxation clauses they impose along with the strict immigration rules they have had. Because of the issues, ASML has reportedly been considering options to expand abroad as it looks to increase production capacity. To be concise, ASML intends to expand its manufacturing capacity to 600 deep ultraviolet lithography systems a year by 2025-2026, 90 low-NA extreme ultraviolet lithography machines a year by 2025-2026, and 20 high-NA EUV lithography tools a year by 2027-2028. As you can see, expansion and growth is very ambitious, but ASML is incredibly dissatisfied with the Dutch business climate that the government has imposed. Approximately 40% of ASML's workforce comprises labor migrants. Concerns have been voiced regarding potential constraints on labor migration regulations under a new right-wing government, which could impede the company's ability to recruit new talent and expand. Although ASML's business model exhibits adaptability, with only 7% of its workforce categorized as flex workers, while 93% are permanent employees. The personal involvement of Prime Minister Mark Rutte underscores the nation's commitment to retaining ASML within its borders, highlighting the company's pivotal role in the Netherlands. The decision of ASML to either remain or relocate carries significant ramifications for the Dutch economy and its standing in the global tech sector. The broader deliberations surrounding ASML reflect ongoing concerns regarding the Dutch business environment. This has huge implications, so much so that Dutch ministers are now making moves to try to stop ASML from expanding abroad. The Guardian reported that the Dutch government is scrambling to ensure that the country's largest company, the semiconductor equipment maker ASML, does not move operations or expand abroad after the tech firm voiced concerns over the country's hardening stance on migrants. On Wednesday of March 6, 2024, last week, the Dutch newspaper De Telegraaf reported that the Dutch government had launched a cross-ministry effort, dubbed Operation Beethoven, to encourage ASML to continue to invest in the country. The article went over some of the initial changes taking place. For months, ASML, which sources parts from around the world but assembles its machines in Veldhoven in the south of the Netherlands, has been warning against any moves that could hinder its ability to attract skilled foreign labor. ASML ranks among Europe's most valuable tech firms. About 40% of its 23,000 employees in the Netherlands are not Dutch. In January, the company's CEO, Peter Wennink, said it was poised to expand its operations. Ultimately, we can only grow this company if there are enough qualified people, he told the Dutch broadcaster RTL. We prefer to do that here, but if we cannot get those people here, we will get those people in Eastern Europe or in Asia or in the United States. His warnings have played out against a backdrop of government policies targeting migrants. The administration has been working to scale back a tax break for highly skilled immigrants while weighing whether to limit the number of foreigners who can attend Dutch universities. Further moves to tighten immigration could be on the horizon after last autumn's election, which resulted in the far-right, Anti-Islam Party for Freedom, PVV, emerging as the largest party in parliament. The issue, however, seems more about where the skilled labor is rather than anything else. ASML needs talented engineers, which are mostly now situated in the US. The US is a much more attractive country to be in considering the tax laws are much more generous than that of the ones in the European Union. Salaries for what would be the same position in the same sector more than double, so of course a lot of the talent in the Netherlands has moved from the country. Because of the monopoly ASML enjoys, it has nothing to do with cost effectiveness, as any change to tax laws in the Netherlands will simply have them up their own prices, which everyone else will be forced to pay as a way to keep the company meeting and beating expectations. The problem isn't taxes as much as it is about labor, and given that they are expanding, a shortage in labor will hamper their ability to grow and increase revenue and profitability. Because of this, I think ASML continues expanding outside of the Netherlands. So where exactly would ASML expand to? France and Germany have been reported to be potential countries where ASML might be interested in growing presence. It is important to note that they are migrating out of the Netherlands. They continue to grow and prosper in their own native country. The talk right now is about expansion to new areas, and according to reports ASML wants to stay in Europe, though nothing has been officially commented on. The outlook for ASML in 2024 is a bit tepid for various reasons, but in 2025, the company should begin to shine again. ASML CEO Peter Wennink acknowledged the ongoing challenges within the semiconductor industry, noting uncertainty regarding the market's recovery trajectory. He said in a statement, "The semiconductor industry continues to work through the bottom of the cycle. Although our customers are still not certain about the shape of the semiconductor market recovery this year, there are some positive signs. Industry end market inventory levels continue to improve and litho tool utilization levels are beginning to show improvement. Our strong order intake in the fourth quarter clearly supports future demand. In spite of the positive signs described above, we maintain our conservative view for the total year and expect 2024 revenue to be similar to 2023. We also expect 2024 to be an important year to prepare for significant growth that we expect for 2025. Putting this all together, the CEO of ASML says the company is likely to experience low or no growth in 2024. Earnings might even decrease because of increased investments, personnel, equipment, to prepare for 2025. Should the anticipated signs of recovery materialize in 2024 and 2025, ASML stands poised for robust growth. Conversely, if this recovery falls short of expectations or fails to materialize, ASML's growth prospects could stall. In such a scenario, it's conceivable that the company's share price may decline due to its current premium valuation, which reflects expectations of substantial growth. To put it bluntly, ASML has projected 2024 to serve as a transitional period, anticipating sales to remain relatively consistent with 2023 figures. According to Reuters, ASML's outlook for flat sales in 2024 reflects subdued demand from chip manufacturers amid macroeconomic uncertainties. There's a prevailing sentiment within the industry that the semiconductor sector is experiencing a pronounced downturn, with expectations of an upturn commencing in 2025. ASML stands to benefit from this upswing, particularly as its clientele expands operations across Asia, the US, and Europe. This rationale underpins my decision to maintain my ASML investment allocation throughout the year, bolstered by the company's substantial order backlog amounting to €35 billion, supporting anticipated growth in 2025. As the semiconductor landscape undergoes significant transformations driven by geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions, nobody is better poised to capitalize on the trend of regionalization than ASML. The burgeoning local semiconductor manufacturing capabilities heavily rely on ASML's lithography tools. Initiatives like the CHIPS Act in the US, aimed at bolstering domestic semiconductor production, are expected to further propel equipment sales. Moreover, TSM's current focus on capital efficiency, exemplified by its process, emphasizes maximizing the utility of existing assets rather than hefty capital expenditures for increased production. While this strategy may impact ASML if TSM curtails spending on machinery upgrades, the enduring demand for semiconductor technology advancement and forthcoming capacity expansions suggest a sustained strong demand for ASML products over the long term. Remember, the relationship between these two companies are tied very closely in the success for the very vast majority of all semiconductors in the world. When looking at one company, it is often important to look at the other. The risks going forward come in two. One is obviously the significant regulatory risks that might come from the monopoly they hold in the EUV lithography market. Of course, I haven't seen anything pointing to any government wanting to break ASML. That would significantly impair the West and most importantly the United States government in the AI war race. However, it is important to still consider this risk, especially as ASML and the Dutch government are going through a bit of a rough patch in regards to expansion as I explained earlier. The other risk ASML faces is that of geopolitical uncertainty. We are seeing the United States put serious pressure on the Dutch government to put halts to ASML and their ability to sell and service China. This could have some implications to their earnings potential. Furthermore, because of the symbiotic relationship with TSM, any potential war outbreak will most likely affect ASML to very significant degrees, so when measuring how much exposure you have to ASML, you also need to consider that of other companies you might have that are headquartered or have manufacturing in Taiwan. 2024 is set to look a lot like 2023 as the company positions itself to have a very strong 2025. I plan on opening positions on this stock and accumulating over time. ASML, even with its risks, seems like it's in a fantastic position for long-term growth as AI is only bound to grow. Given semiconductors will determine which country grows their economy the fastest, and knowing how strong the US and China are competition, not even accounting for the other many countries, it is vital to me to have exposure in the company that is key in providing the key product that makes all of this work. There are arguments the company is already priced in, and that the stock is too expensive and will not be moving up too much, but I disagree. I am looking at this as a long-term investment, not a swing, and ASML seems like a clear winner that is only bound to exponentially compound its growth in the coming years. And that wraps up my video. Thank you all for making it through the end. Make sure to drop a like on the video and let me know in the comments below what you think of it. You can expect another video from me next week, so I hope to see you then. If you haven't already, make sure you join my Discord for more content like this. The link will be dropped in the video description and in the pinned comment below. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you on the next one.